And we are good to go. Perfect. Well, Eric, thank you so much for joining me. I am super excited for this interview, just to learn what essential oils are and everything. And you're the guy that knows, so I'm that you are here. So, Eric, introduce yourself, kind of let everybody know a little bit about you, and yeah, that's where we'll start.
Okay. All right. My name is Eric Nordhoff, and I live here with my wife and three kids in Nashville, Tennessee. We have fallen in love with essential oils as part of our overall health and wellness routine, and we absolutely love it. We love everything about the oils and the natural ways that we can take care of our health through them. So yeah, it's been a real joy for me to be involved in them. I'd never thought I would get involved in essential oils, but it just sort of happened to us.
And I was talking to you a little bit before the interview. Can you tell me and tell everybody about how you got into it? That's a really kind of a fun story and a happy ending.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my wife had been battling with um, Lyme disease for a long time, since 2002, since she was first diagnosed with Lyme disease. And so in 2002, she did a whole round, 18 months of antibiotics, and it wore her body out, inside and out. She she had to completely change her diet. That's when we got healthy. We were eating just about whatever we wanted to. We were in our late 20s, and we were just really in the prime of our health. And to see my wife go from being in the prime of her health, and then after the tick bite, and then 6 months later, while she was pregnant with our son, she just could not get out of bed. And we thought it was the pregnancy, and it had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the Lyme disease, that she was bitten by a tick while she was pregnant. And it just took a lot out of her. And she battled through it. She actually experienced a healing after 18 months. She went to a healing service and had never been to something like that, experienced God in ways that she had never experienced him. And then within a month, she was completely well. This was in 2004. So after 2 years, 18 months, 2 years of this, she was 100% healthy. Then fast forward 10 years later, 2012, 10 years from the first time she was bitten by the tick, she had a resurgence of symptoms. I'm not sure if she was bitten by a tick again or something happened, but she just was really, really pale and would not be able to get up to do laundry or write songs, which she's a songwriter here in Nashville. She couldn't do any of that. And that was when we had already been exploring chiropractic health and some other alternative sources of wellness. And that's when we discovered, when she was at the lowest of lows, she went to an essential oils class and she learned all about essential oils. And she heard about, at that class, she heard about a Lyme disease protocol. And so she got all the oils she needed and she followed the protocol, did a lot of her own research. There's not much available at that time, there wasn't much available about essential oils, especially about Lyme disease. So she learned it all herself. And within 6 weeks of going through the protocol, she was again 100% healthy. And everybody noticed it because they knew she was down and out for about 3 months there. And all of a sudden she was well again. And the doctors couldn't believe it. The chiropractor couldn't believe it. And she just started sharing about what she was doing with essential oils. Now, I was a skeptic to get started, but she made me a believer. And it didn't take long before I realized that I needed them in my life too.
That I love stories like that,
Yeah.
where just the when you take the right steps and then the right things fall into play. Those are great stories. I tend to be a non-believer on things as well. And what was the thing that drove you, besides your wife, that drove you to and use essential oils, or how do you use them?
Well,
Um, since
what
you don't
made
have Lyme disease.
No, I don't have Lyme disease. So I was relatively healthy. I've always been an advocate for fitness and working out and exercising, and that's kind of been another part of me that I really loved and enjoyed. I believe God made us. He made us to take care of our temple. We're to be good stewards of the temple that we've been given, and so I believe in that very strongly. From that, we started faithfulwellness.com, which is our website where you can learn more about our journey and with essential oils. But what really made me a believer was two things. One time this was about 6 months after we first started using essential oils, and I was still struggling with believing whether they would work or not. And I hate throwing up. Okay, it's one of my least favorite things.
Who enjoys throwing up? But yes, no, I'm not a big fan myself.
Nobody likes it. So I had had a record up till that point of about 12 years of not throwing up. So I didn't want to break this record. And this night, the night before I went to bed, I had a big steak, and I knew it was just still sitting in my stomach. And at about 3 in, I woke up and I was in cold sweats, and I knew it was coming. I was like, oh no, I'm going to break my record. And I was up 3 in. I was already like at the toilet, and my wife said, why don't you try some Digestive, which is it's our digestive blend. And it has fennel in it and peppermint and a bunch of other things that are good for calming down the stomach. And she gave me the Digestive, and I had taken it before, like rubbed it on my belly, and it had been relatively effective. But this time she put 2 drops of this stuff in a little 2-ounce of water, 2-ounce cup of water. I downed it, and within 5 minutes, my stomach just started to calm down, and I went from just about needing to throw up to saying, whoa, I'm starting to feel good. And then I did it again about 30 minutes later, and for about 2 hours, every 30 minutes I took it. And by the time 2 hours was over, I was well. And it was amazing. That was one of the main things. Since then, I've used Digestive for just about any issue digestively, whether it be for diarrhea or upset stomach or irritable bowel syndrome or anything related to any stomach upset, or even anything where you have heartburn or any kind of those acids that are coming up from the stomach, calming those down and regulating my health. And I've learned so much since then, but that was one of the main things that really convinced me.
That was the starting point.
Yeah.
Okay. No, hey, if it can get you from not throwing up, I mean, that would sell me kind of a concept. That is the worst feeling in the world. So is essential oils for the most part. Like, I know nothing about them besides the fact that they're oils. So kind of walk me through the 101 of what essential oils are.
You bet. I love talking about this. Well, first of all, essential oils are incredibly effective. And one of the things I love about them is that I'm taking a natural approach with essential oils. I'm not just managing symptoms. I'm getting to the root cause of those symptoms. I'm getting to the core of the issue. And that's one of the things I really love about essential oils. So essential oils they're natural aromatic compounds, okay? They're extracted and distilled from plants. So they're basically plant-based health. So I believe that God made these plants for a number of reasons. And one of those reasons is that we can use those plants. We can harvest and distill the aromatic compounds. This has been going on. Essential oils have been around for millennia. Okay, essential oils goes back to Egypt. It was much more raw then, but back to the times of Pharaoh and Moses's times, these Egyptians were buried with essential oils in their tombs. So they were very valuable back in those days. They contain hundreds of different compounds, and that's what makes them so awesome, is that they have a real complex and versatile ability to combat threats, any kind of viruses and bacteria or anything that builds up and anything that builds up in your body, and there's no resistance. Like with antibiotics, there's resistance that builds up, right? And eventually we won't be able to use antibiotics anymore for many things. And that's why, because it's a very complex compound, these essential oils, they are able to be more effective than maybe some of the antibiotics that we have out there. So these essential oils, they work with the body to address the issues and causes, and they get into the cellular level. So within 30 seconds, an oil gets into your bloodstream, and within 30 minutes, it can reach every single cell of the body. And one drop is all you need with essential oils to take care of your body. It doesn't take a lot. So that's kind of the basics, just getting started about essential oils. I mean, they're safe, they're effective, and they're actually a lot cheaper than maybe getting some medicines, which then you're going to have, which are just dealing with symptoms. They're not dealing with the core issues. You can use, and then I'll just finish by telling you there's 3 ways that you can typically use essential oils. There's aromatic, which of course is the way that you might have seen, probably the most common way people use essential oils, which is breathing it in through a diffuser. So you can get a diffuser, and that just breaks it up into very small particles. So it kind of mists into the air, and it fills the entire room. And it's great for mood boosting. It opens up airways for your breathing. It freshens the air. It gives a great smell to the room. And it's just got a lot of great reasons to use it aromatically. Topically, essential oils are great topically. You would use something like a Digestive for areas that might be issues, or you can put them topically on the bottoms of feet for babies. We use essential oils to boost immunity and build immunity. We also use essential oils to kind of relieve and cool the body. So that's typically why we would use them topically. And then the last way is internally, like I took with Digestive. I took it internally, so it got right to the issue that I was dealing with, which was inside my stomach. You can put them in a capsule, or you can swallow them with water, put them under your tongue for immune boosting, supporting healthy respiratory function, and for just overall internal health. In anti-inflammatory properties, they have high anti-inflammatory properties, among many, many other things. So hope that wasn't too long, but that was kind of a...
No, that was perfect. It was more, I was like, okay, so feel it via the mists. Okay, that's a good option. But then, yeah, for those real pinpoint things, the topical or the oral way is by far the way that I would probably go in those situations.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm getting into essential oils and I'm on board. Let's start doing it. What would be kind of the starting point if I'm relatively healthy? There's nothing that, is a huge issue in my life health-wise.
Yeah.
What would be kind of the areas or the starting points that you would start at? And then we'll kind of build up into more difficult things
that
makes sense.
I would recommend that. I don't know if you have a multivitamin or a series of things that you do kind of for your base health. But
base health in my life and kind of what I coach on this channel, it's a multivitamin and fish oil. Those are the 3, I call them the Holy Trinity of supplements. So go ahead. Yeah. I mean, what would be the Holy Trinity of essential oils, kind of a concept?
Yeah, the Holy Trinity of doTERRA, which is the company I represent, and I believe puts out the best products for this, would be I would get you started on the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Because what that is, it's a 3-pronged approach. You talked about Holy Trinity. Well, it's very interesting because we have 3 products in the Lifelong Vitality Pack. The first is the Microplex VMZ. That's going to give you all of your whole food, multivitamins, your minerals, everything that you're going to need to get your body into optimum health. It brings all of your levels of the standard American diet. If you're eating a standard American diet, it's going to bring all of your levels. It's going to have all natural ingredients, and it's going to give you the multivitamins and minerals that you need. So that's the first thing that you're going to get. The second thing you're going to get is the alpha CRS, which what is that? That's an antioxidant. It's going to increase the oxygenation of your cells. It's going to increase the energy that your cells have, and it's going to increase the longevity that you can last. So you won't need coffee, for example. Some people are reliant on caffeine, and I'm not a big believer in that. I'm not a big believer. What I'm drinking right now is I am having a coffee, but it's a decaf coffee because I enjoy the taste of it, but I don't like the caffeine. I don't like what it does to me. I don't want it to stimulate me. So what this is, it's a natural, gives you natural energy. It's going to increase your energy and increase and reduce your inflammation in your body. And the additional thing that it has, of course, is the 9 essential oils that you should be taking internally in your body, including frankincense, German chamomile, clove, which is a very powerful antioxidant. It's very high on the ORAC scale, and it's going to give you a lot of antioxidant compounds. It includes also the fish oils from Norway. It's going to include the essential omega-3, 6, 9 fatty acids. It's going to give you what you need to balance, to give you that 1-to-1 ratio of 3s and 6s, as you probably teach and talk about. So it's it's going to increase your liver function, digestive health, more energy, antioxidant, DNA protection, eye, brain, nervous system, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, and a healthy inflammatory response. So it's a powerful foundational product with the oils in it, with the lemon and the frankincense and the German chamomile and clove and other essential oils that are in there. You're going to get the foundational support that you need. And then the next thing I would add into your diet is 1 drop of frankincense under the tongue before bed and in the morning, which frankincense is the king of the oils. Frankincense, of course, is derived from the Middle East. Very hard to acquire. It's a very strong woodsy plant, and what it's going to do for you is it's going to give you just about everything that you need for proper again, we're big on reducing inflammation. I'm big on that because that's where disease resides, is in inflammation. And when you take this frankincense, this extra frankincense, you're battling that inflammation and helping it to be removed from the cells in your body, and it's increasing the health of your cells. And then what you want to do is you'll want to have lemon, 1 drop or 2 drops of lemon in your water 2 to 3 times a day. And a lemon oil, which tastes delicious, is going to clean out your liver. So it's going to help detoxify your body and remove some of those radicals, those free radicals that have been roaming in your body. It's going to help detoxify those and remove those from your body naturally. So that's what I'd recommend to get started.
That's a good starting point. Yeah. And then for the people that are watching this and listening to it, or however they're getting this information, where would they go to get these things, especially like through you?
Yeah, very simply, you would go to mydoterra.com, DOTERRA, doterra.com/faithful wellness store. Okay, it's a little bit long, or you can just go to.
I'll put a link anywhere.
Yeah, it's
so
they can go to faithfulwellness.com as well to learn more about that.
Perfect. And then so that's kind of your standard level 1 type of a thing.
Yeah.
So that person that's committed to losing weight, a oil blend that really helps focus on weight loss at all, or on optimizing performance or health or anything like that?
Yes. I'm glad you asked about that, because I know that's a big thing for you. First of all, when you start on the lemon and the frankincense and the LLV, for example, you will naturally lose a lot of weight because you're going to detox. The lemon is going to help remove and cleanse out your body. So that's the first thing.
I would, and maybe I'm jumping ahead, but like when I get all 3 of these and start taking them, like I would probably just start there X amount of weeks just to see how it works with my body, then jump into this second kind of protocol?
Yeah, I would at least try, 30 days. For 30
Okay.
days, get your foundational health going, build your foundation. And then from there, if you want to focus on more weight loss, there's a product that we have called Slim and Sassy. Great name, not great for a guy. I don't know if I want to be sassy, but it's great for weight loss and for guys and girls as well. It's no difference. It contains certain products that are going to certain essential oils. It's pure essential oils, and it focuses on metabolism. So number one, it'll help increase your metabolism, which will increase a lot of things in your body, really kind of increase the removal of some of these toxins. And then it will also literally eat the fat cells of your body and help remove them. So Slim and Sassy.
And so Slim and Sassy is a blend, but in that blend, like the frankincense you talked about earlier with getting rid of the free radicals and inflammation, stuff like that, what is the oil that, like, what's the component that really focuses on that?
Yeah. I'm going to look it up just to make sure I get all the ingredients.
Yeah.
But I will tell you.
I mean, yeah, just one of those. I'm just curious, what is that component?
Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what they are. If you give me a second, I'll make sure. The number one ingredient you're going to find is going to be grapefruit. So grapefruit and any of the citrus oils is going to be powerful. So it contains grapefruit. It contains lemon already. Okay. It contains peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. All of those are considered to be weight management. They manage it. They're also shown, research has shown that it manages hunger cravings. It's a diuretic, a stimulant. So those are all going to work together. Great.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great blend. On my channel, I've got a video all about cinnamon. I literally call it the fat burner of the Bible, because of its biblical base and whatnot. And so, yeah, no, that makes complete sense that cinnamon would be in.
Isn't that amazing? I love the way God created these plants and the way that these essential oils what they can do is powerful.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could talk about it for weeks on end, and it's almost comical how people don't want to listen to it, it seems like, and how you can be like, well, the Bible says it, but guess what? Science does too. So
I know. It's awesome. There's always going to be 20% of the people I've found will never believe you, and you don't even concern yourself with those people. I mean, you love them, but you don't have to be offended by them. 20% are going to believe everything you say. And then there's the 60% that are going to require more education and will be open to it. But, whether they decide or not is completely dependent on how the conversation goes. But I found that to be true.
No, that I will for sure look into the Slim and Sassy. Is that what it was? Slim
and Sassy. Yep. They also have a trim shake and a vegan shake as well that you can use. Contains very similar ingredients.
And so besides that, the Digestive sounds awesome too. What would be like your third blend or protocol that you guys have that really is your most suggested?
Okay. Well, there's several other things that I would recommend. It's for digestion, for weight loss, because so much of it depends on healthy gut, right? So much of it is all about getting good, strong gut health and not having that leaky gut issue in your life. So Digestive is another one that I would absolutely add into it's going to reduce your bloating, your gas, your indigestion, stomach upset. But there's another product I would absolutely, if anybody that's listening is over the age of 40, you need to start taking digestive enzymes. I'm a big believer in digestive enzymes because what's happening after the age of 40, your body is not able to produce any more digestive enzymes. And so what happens when we eat food, like what I would have done had I known about this when I ate that big steak, I would have absolutely eaten 3 digestive enzymes. We have one called Terrazyme. And I would have eaten that so that your body is not getting weakened by the digestive process of something big and full, and that's going to require a lot of energy to digest. So rather than taking it from your body and pulling it from your body naturally, taking a digestive enzyme is going to help your body remain strong and not weaken it, because it's not needing to pull resources from the rest of your body in order to digest this big piece of meat that you're eating. Okay, for example. So Terrazyme is absolutely always in my cart every time I order it, every month. And then I love the PB Assist. It's a time-released probiotic. I love probiotics, but before I can take these probiotics to get the good bacteria into my body, I need to get rid of the bad bacteria. So I'm a big believer in a deeper detox called GX Assist. I would use GX Assist to clear out, again, even deeper sweep. It's like literally like sweeping out the radicals, and that contains oregano. Oregano is very powerful, but this comes in a capsule form, so it's not going to hurt your body. It's going to release in the gut and not in your stomach. So oregano is powerful. You have to be very careful with oregano. It's a hot oil, so you want to take it in this GX Assist form, or you want to dilute it before you take it, or I'm sorry, put it on your body. But GX Assist is powerful. So for 10, what I recommend is 10 days GX Assist, and then 10 days the probiotic, the PB Assist, and that's going to be additional. There's going to be additional weight loss. It's going to increase your metabolism. It's going to just improve your overall health and your gut health, which will naturally help you lose weight.
Yeah, no, gut health is probably one of those things that educated or talked about enough, and it seems to be the underlining issue of a lot of people's situations.
Yeah.
So no, that sounds like a great blend.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, is there anything else we should know about essential oils before jumping into it and giving it a try ourselves?
Well, I think it's really important that it's very easy to say, oh, I'm just going to go buy those at the store. But number one, what you're going to find at the store is a lot of times it will say 100% essential oil, but it will be very poor quality oil, and it'll be very a lot of times it'll say not suggested internally, because it's not pure. And if they were to say that you can take it internally, then they would be risking lots of lawsuits, because you want to use pure essential oils. So that
would be kind of a good tip if anybody's ever looking, besides going through you. Let's say you're on a whim at the grocery store and you're like, oh, I'm going to pick up this peppermint oil. If it says not to internally take it, then you know that that's not an option.
Yeah, it may not even be 100% peppermint. It could be peppermint with some fractionated coconut oil, or who knows what it'll be, but it won't be pure, and you have to make sure you're careful with taking things internally. It's got to be the highest quality and the purest quality, or else it won't be therapeutic. It might smell good in a diffuser, and that might be fine. It might have some minimal therapeutic effects aromatically, because what you got to remember, what you smell and take in internally, it's going into your amygdala, or next to your amygdala, and it's going to create sensations and moods in your body. So you want to have the most powerful, potent therapeutic oils possible. And I mean, I believe we have the best, but you just want to make sure that when you're doing it, even if it might be a little bit cheaper, it's usually cheaper for a reason. So, and then secondly, I would say make sure that you work with somebody that knows a lot to help you get started, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and you can do your own research. But one of the things I love to do is, when people get started with their essential oils journey, is spend a lot of time with them and following up and making sure that they're using it. My wife and I spend a lot of time with everybody we help enroll, to make sure they know what they're doing, and they feel confident after a couple of months to really know what they're doing.
Perfect. And so with that, where should people go to find you to get some oils and all of that stuff? We kind of talked about it earlier, but
Yeah.
plug away, plug everything and anything.
Well, that's very nice. Yeah, I love to help people. Faithfulwellness.com. Faithfulwellness.com is the easiest way to reach us. You can. That's how you found us. So we're more than happy to get you started there.
Perfect. And then I wanted to touch on this real fast because it has little to nothing to do with the essential oils, but you also do spirit music, spirit fit music. Talk to me about your music that you do.
Yeah, man. Spirit Fit Music was a vision a producer friend and I had about 6 years ago. We found that we started getting requests. He was recording a lot of dance music, and we were starting to get requests from dance instructors to put together mixes and make mixes, custom mixes for them, or mixes for walking and or working out. And so we started spiritfitmusic.com, and it's a place where you can get faith-based music. It's also, all the music is available on iTunes, so you could get and download all of that music there.
I'll put links as well in the video, so
yeah,
that'll be
man.
People to check out.
And a couple things about that. I also have a series called Quiet Time, which is an inspirational instrumental music, piano music series called Quiet Time. So it's quiettimemusic.com. A lot of people really enjoy that for maybe stretching or faith-based yoga environments, or just for rest and relaxing. That's another great series that I'm proud of that. That's something that it was a joy for me to do.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, man.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Eric, for all of that information. I learned so much, and I will now probably spend a good hour plus on your website going through and figuring out where I want to start and get all that good stuff. So thank you so much, Eric.
Thanks.
And with that, everybody, God bless, finish strong, and I will see you in the next video.